But here's a boy who doesn't seem concerned. In fact, he doesn't look as though he could be upset by anything. His report card is getting better.
Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today we're talking about the very popular Elan Ripstick 96 Green Edition for 2025. Now, full disclosure, I'm not paid by this ski brand or any other ski brand. I paid my own money and demoed these skis from my local ski shop. So this ski review is totally independent. If you want to support a small independent creator like me, please consider using those affiliate links down below if you're going to buy this ski or any other ski. If you like this kind of content, please consider doing that. But without further ado, let's jump into the review. Now, I ski these in a 182 centimeter length, which means they have a 17.8 meter turn radius, which is a very short aggressive turn radius. It also means that they weigh 1,640 grams each without bindings on them. Like all of the Elan Ripsticks, these are asymmetrical, meaning that there is a right foot and a left foot, and they are kind of tilted in to help with the turn initiation. These skis retail for $749.99. I will have that link in the description. Typically, I will see them go on sale for around $600, but I think this ski is so popular, I don't always see it go on sale. I might see the black edition go on sale, but it just depends. And with the new tariffs rolling in, these may be more expensive, so I don't know that I would necessarily wait for them to go on sale if you're thinking about buying them. But now that we talked about specs, let's talk about first impressions. How did this ski actually feel on the snow? And honestly, this ski was a ton of fun. A lot of my first impressions were honestly comparing it to the Black Edition because that's kind of my point of reference. So the first impressions will have a lot of comparisons, but then we'll talk specifically about the pros and the cons, because as always, every ski has things it does really well and a couple of drawbacks. As far as my first impressions though, it doesn't track as hard as the Elan Ripstick Black Edition. It's a little bit more maneuverable, it's easier to disengage out of the turn, but the trade-off there is that you get a lot easier turn initiation, which I think for a lot of people is a huge pro. It's also easier to do the hop turns in the trees. I like the short turn radius, I like that it disengages easier. Overall, I kind of thought the performance was better than the Black Edition, honestly. But if you care about chatter or you care about smoothness underfoot, and those are like kind of a priority to you, overall, there are other skis, but yeah, maybe go with the Black Edition. But now that we talked about first impressions, let's talk about the good, and then we'll talk about some of the drawbacks. Now, the first good is, honestly, I really enjoyed these on steep, narrow terrain. I felt like they could make the quick, short radius, washed out turns. They handled well. I think the easy turn initiations make this a very accessible ski. It's lightweight. It's giving you those quick turns without having to go really fast to have fun. Like if you're on really mild terrain and you don't have a lot of elevation drop, I feel like you can have a lot of fun without going super fast. And with all of these short radius skis, I feel like there's a huge market for that, of people who want to have fun without going super fast, risking getting hurt, or they just don't have the terrain that allows them to do that. Also, being light makes it so that they're pretty fun in soft snow. If you need to go in the trees or in the bumps, they're light enough that they're easy to lift up. Overall, like, I honestly think that there's a large market of skiers that would really have a blast with these. But now that we talked about the good, let's talk about some of the drawbacks, because as always, every ski has drawbacks. Now, as far as cons go, the first glaring downside of this ski is that it really does not have much in the way of dampness. Especially if you get onto firm snow, ice, soft snow with ice underneath it, you will really find yourself getting pinged around. Now, for most people, you know, who are trying to find an accessible, lightweight, short radius turning ski, they're not expecting that, right? But if you care about that, then maybe look at your other options, because this ski really can get thrown around because it's so light. it's maneuverable, but you're paying for it in the dampness and stability. It also definitely, if you are in windy conditions, if you get high winds, that kind of square tip will definitely get grabbed. Same for really heavy, wet, soft snow. The tips will get grabbed more than other skis. I think that the trade-off is worth it, but you should just know, like going into it, you're sacrificing one thing to get a ski that does other things really well. The other thing is, like, you know, as far as getting pinged around in the ice and firm snow, you can kind of get around it as long as you've got the ski initiated. You can make a strong downhill ski, but if the ski's uninitiated, that's when you kind of get thrown around more. You know, and obviously having sharp edges doesn't hurt either, but but on average, yeah, it's not a damp ski at all. And also, you know, with it not having as many carbon stringers as the Black Edition, the threshold for energy isn't as high. But honestly, when you're doing those short radius turns, you're not building up that much momentum and you don't have as much energy at the apex. So, you know, if you're using it as intended, you probably wouldn't even notice that drawback. So what would I give this ski for a score? Honestly, if you line this up with the proper intended audience, short radius turn skiers, people who don't have to go fast to make really fun turns, people who want a ski that's easy to initiate, get up on edge, I think this ski totally kills it with what it sets out to do. It's very accessible without being bland. It's fun without forcing you to go fast to have fun. And I think for the right person, this is a great fit. And honestly, I kind of think that the Ripstick is at its best in the green version versus the black version. Just because it's more maneuverable, it's getting you in and out of the turns, it's more fun on steep terrain. I would rather be on the Ripstick Green Edition, and I think it's a great ski. It definitely has some trade-offs. It definitely doesn't have dampness. It's not the perfect tool for the job for every single scenario. It doesn't have a ton of diversity, but what it does really well. So for me, you know, the score's kind of arbitrary because it's a specialized tool, but in my opinion, it's an 8.4 out of 10. The price is a little on the high end for its range, but overall, if you want it to do that exact thing, if you're somebody who is maybe an intermediate skier who just wants an easy turn initiation so they can kind of master the rest of the turn, I think you'll have a ton of fun. It's still fun off trail as long as the snow isn't too sticky. And overall, I think it's a fun ski. It's a little on the pricey end, but you know, it does those couple of things so well that it's an easy ski to recommend. So like I said, 8.4 out of 10. That's my honest opinion. I will have an affiliate code in the description below to purchase a ski if you found this review helpful towards this ski or any other ski. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. You can also become a member down below. But as always, more than anything, just thanks for taking time out of your day to watch my video. It allows me to review skis even if a company doesn't want to send them. And I'm super grateful for the time that you guys take out of your day to watch my videos. And I can never say thank you enough. So thank you. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
Patterson, please report to the office. Mr. Edmonds would like to see you.
Come in.
Oh, come on in, Howard.
Howard, you've had your report card out for over 2 weeks. Will you please make it a point to have it signed and bring it in?
I can't.